And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American ESL Pro League. My name is Blue. Joining me here this evening is Moses. And we are going live right now with our second match of the night, which once again is going to be CLG versus Cloud9. Cloud9 just took the first one back over on Cobblestone. They're starting out very, very weak indeed on their terrorist side. They rounded it back quite nicely and absolutely dominated their second half. So now we're going to see how things go here on the second map, which once again will be Overpass.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. It's got to make you worried as well that no matter how good this CTF goes, that terrorist side from CLG just nothing. There was no production whatsoever. At least this time on the CT side, they're taking some initiative. They have a boost going, and there's Tarek again, opening up the pistol rounds very, very nicely. Gets that first kill. Fugly responds with a second, but now they've been forced back just a little bit. Stewie gets the opening kill for Cloud9. Now entering and encroaching onto this bomb site. Actually, Short's going to get smoked off, so this is a pretty decent position, and look at what Cloud9's doing. So smart. Cutler's going to get caught off guard, but he somehow managed to live and get two. What a play.
And now it's back down to a 2 versus 1. Just nothing left alive. Should still be able to sneak away with the plant, but the remaining members of CLG being very, very cautious. Just keep in mind the potential that he could wrap back around. However, that's going to be killed now after he goes for the plant on the A-bomb site, and they actually aren't leaving themselves a whole lot of time to grab this retake. Fugly and JDM moving back in. The kit currently not in anyone's possession on CLG. I don't know if they picked one up this time, but regardless, they're not going to have it. Now they try to box in nothing, and it works out. They'll be able to close him out purely off of the efforts of JDM once again. There should still be enough time to get the full 10-second defuse.
Alright, that play from Cutler just saves the day.
Yeah.
Just saves the day. I actually really like that call from Cloud9 as well, knowing that there were two members at short. They just smoke it off and push forward, and Cutler wrecks them. So really nicely done. Another pistol round. Actually, that's all 3 pistol rounds that have gone to CLG in this matchup so far.
And with the big shutdown from CLG coming in, they'll be able to invest quite nicely into the first real round here as Cloud9 actually, again, very weak response to it, not going to invest in armor or anything despite getting the defuse, but they are going to upgrade the pistols to a certain degree compared to what we saw in the previous map. P250s for most of the players, but Skadoodle and Stewie are going to pick up the Tech 9s. There's also a Nova in play on Hayes, but he may not get a chance to use it. He's completely blind, dig down to 4 HP, and shut out, however, the rest of CLG, dispatching the members of C9 quite nicely. And there we have it. Stewie to pick up one more kill before it ended 2, so they'll do some damage, but not anything huge, as CLG will pick up their second round quite cleanly beyond that.
Yeah, pretty nicely done. Stewie does get 2 kills in that round with low investment. With the plant as well in the first round, you can see AK-47s coming out for Cloud9. 5 of them on the board. They have decent utility as well. 2 smokes, a Molotov, and then a bunch of flashes across the whole team. So CLG is going to be under some pressure this round. 4 members of Cloud9 streaming out towards Fountain. Fugly, I don't know if he spotted it. He did swing out just a little bit. It looked like he was trying to get the information, but now they've heard the AKs ring out. They know the buy is up, so they've got to set up a defense here, and it's going to be Fugly and Cutler combining in the bathrooms at this A-bomb site to try and keep the pressure away as long as possible.
Cloud9 taking it very, very slowly to begin with here. Cutler again being very investigative as he jumps up and down, finally spots something, I do believe, or at the very least he's fired back upon. So now he's going to retreat, but he's caught by Freak just before he rounds the corner. Fugly on the repeat though, he's going to be able to catch him and now takes up his own safe position behind the truck. Cloud9 still hold the advantage here in a 4-on-3. Nothing has taken some heavy damage from his previous duel, down to 3 HP. And 2 of the remaining members, great pop flash there as well. Coming in from the back there, support from his teammate. Fugly's going to be able to take down Freakazoid off of the hinges of this zone, and once again, the odds are even back up down to a 3 versus 3.
Yeah, the question is, what's this timing going to be like with this duel between Nothing and Hayes? Because Nothing has lurked out Monster. Hayes is going to go for it, but this crouch by Nothing, look at what this is allowing him to do. Hayes still hasn't spotted it. Now he sees the head, but Nothing gets the shot. So with only, what, 3 HP, he clears out the B bomb site, and this defense is going to be reeling. Fugly's going to be on the rotate. He doesn't have a lot of HP to work with either, so he can't be too aggressive. He's got to take this angle and just hope he can land the shot, and this could be the saving grace of the round if he can nail it. Not going to be able to, though, quite yet. They're not streaming out. Here comes another flashbang, and finally now Cloud9 comes out, but Skadoodle responds. The rebuttal. And JDM, not much for him to do here in this 1-on-3.
Yep. The shot from Skadoodle basically just kills the entire round, because now you get to JDM, he's just going to run away. There's nothing that he could possibly do to try to resist this. We'll put his position back over here towards upper, in hopes of finding an exit on Skadoodle or anyone else that may be out in the open here on the site. Tries to find nothing, grabs him, and actually might just go crazy here. Jumps into the site, but he's tagged midair, down to 13 HP now. He still has 2 flashbangs, so he can try to pop something over, but just goes for the peak. Nothing to support him with this one, and Skadoodle will shut him down quite nicely as he only had that 13 HP.
That lurk from nothing was so well done. That crouch just underneath the lip of that ramp was insane. Hayes couldn't see him whatsoever. He was even peeking it pretty deep. He was even pretty far up that ramp. He would have definitely seen nothing if he was standing, but really wonderfully done by nothing on the lurk. So he opens up the B bomb site. That's going to be the first round for Cloud9. Combined with the 2 kills in the previous round from Stewie, that forces a save out of CLG. Tarek's down at 1400, so this actually might be... this will not be a double save, actually. They'll buy in the next round with enough money. Nicely done from Cloud9, though, to open things up.
So taking a look at where Cloud9 are going to move towards, actually a lot like the last map too, they're still taking this very slowly despite CLG being broke. Haven't exactly been given the evidence to brutalize this as of yet, but just going to be a waltz into the B bomb site now, as everyone from CLG originally was stocked here, but a lot of the players rotated off, and this is going to end up being a big mistake, because now they're at a position, in addition to being sort of outmanned and outgunned here now. So nothing, picking up an additional kill, shuts down JDM, they catch Tarek before he can get into the CT cubby, and the 2 left alive are sort of stuck around this corner here. Perfect flash. No kills at all going on to any of the members of C9 for that round, as Freak picks up the final 2. Easy pickings for C9 to now tie us up at 2 rounds for either team. As we take a look at the investments, though, CLG still good to go here on round number 5 to get actually everyone except for Tarek, as he's looking a little bit lower than the rest of the team. But for everybody else, though, we still have the op on JDM. He's going to take the risk of going for the glass cannon op. Assuming he doesn't go anywhere past Flower Box, I would say would be in a safe position. He's actually going to jump up on top of it. So if he catches some fish going back over towards long A, then he's definitely going to be able to pick up a couple kills in a safe spot. And there we go. Tries to connect, but is going to miss, and unfortunately has to fall away from that.
Yeah, he's going to go for a repeat as well, down to 15 HP, so he takes a lot of damage early on, no success. Now he's got to fall very far back, and yeah, Shroud's there to cut off the fallback. Nicely done from C9. Force JDM back, force the Opera into a situation where he has no cover, and Shroud picks him off. Stressful for JDM, but now the hit is on. Fugly finds 1 kill. Stewie just going to run right through the smoke, and he's trying to find him, and that's got to be frustrating for Fugly. Stewie finds him in the smoke. Now he can clear out Cutler as well. Great entries from Stewie. The A bomb site is taken over, and now it's just Tarek only has a CZ. This retake is going to be very difficult.
All the utilities also been used. They just have a flashbang on Haste. And pretty much everybody from C9 is dug into their post plants by this point in time as well. So the peak comes out. There's Freak with the 1-tap. Eliminates Haste. And he even tries to go for the second one there too. Flicks it a little bit too early, but nothing handles that. And he was pretty much a dead man regardless. So there we go. Cloud9 now pick up a 3rd round. They're going to take the lead. And CLG, as per the usual rotation, now have to transition onto their save.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. We were trying to, there's no guns on some of these players, so you can see that we're switching over to restart the game really quick. But it is just going to be another save round for CLG. They've been beat up, and this is a good start for C9. They've won 2 gun rounds now. And they have complete control of the economy. Next round, CLG, they've got to get on the board. This is a rough start for the CT side of Overpass. If Cloud9 builds up too many rounds early on with the economic advantage, then it's going to be really tough for CLG to get back into this game.
Cloud9 again, just taking that very slow, very methodical approach to getting themselves onto the site, but still pretty consistent movement now as we take a look. Shroud picking up a first kill on a JDM. There's 2 players stacked inside of Connector. One of them just been eliminated. That's JDM going down. And now Fugly, he's going to hold on to the steps. There's actually nobody playing towards Park, but I think they realize the potential for a second player to be moving in. So we'll get smoked off, and Trod's actually just going to sit back and wait for these players to approach, because beyond this 1 kill that he's picked up, everybody else on C9, they just walked onto the site, and that patient play from Shroud pays off perfectly. Now he finds Fugly, that second player has gone down, and Cutler, as he attempts to lurk back around, if maybe find revenge with the Shroud, nothing has now taken his place, and he's going to be waiting in the exact angle that Cutler's coming from.
Yeah, no chance for Cutler here. So nicely done, Cloud9, really well. Freakus has already built up $12,000. And yeah, everyone has just skyrocketed in terms of money. So nicely done from C9, 4-2. This is the run that CLG needs to get back on the board. JDM back on the AWP. Didn't have any success with it out towards long last time. This round it looks like he's going to go over towards the B bomb site. Maybe try and find a pick that way, but Cloud9 in complete control. Not losing any members early on in these rounds.
So, for C9 now, taking a look at where their players are heading towards. Everybody actually going to go down towards Lower Park, but look at that flash. He just completely stopped them, along with that great grenade that was thrown in. Cutler picking up one kill, almost finishing off the second player. Freakazoid tries to go way inside there in hopes of catching Cutler off guard, but it's not going to work. He now finds an additional pickup. Fugly's paying attention to behind these players, but now they can both just look straight in through the bathroom connector. Not only have they dispatched 3 of the members of Cloud9, but the bomb is currently sitting down directly in front of them too. So Cloud9 messed up majorly, and now Skadoodle is going to try to turn this back around. Goes for the peek, misses his shot. It's behind cover safely enough, and there's a great nade that goes on to Cutler, brings him down very low to 26, and the smoke should allow them to retrieve the bomb at least, but still a 2-on-5. The odds are definitely still not with these players, to say the least, as Tarek comes barreling out to the connector there, shuts down one of them. Skadoodle finds a trade at least, but Fugly finally wrapped around back through the site, is able to take him down.
Yeah, Freakazoid losing that bomb. That action happened so quickly that Cloud9 just got a little bit disorganized there in the hectic push from CLG. Nice round from Cutler, but Freakazoid dropping the bomb forced nothing to stall out. Couldn't push forward with his teammates. They had to reassess and get that bomb, but couldn't manage to do it. So a nice defense from CLG, controlling bathrooms really, really well. Nothing's going to throw out an early Molotov. That's going to land towards short to prevent any kind of push, any kind of aggression. Meanwhile, 3 members set up over towards Playground, just slowly working their way. Still, I mean, this is the thing. Now that the aggression worked out so well for CLG in the last round, Cloud9's taking this much more cautiously, making sure they can't get whittled down early on. And JDM has an angle towards Monster. Nothing's got to be very, very careful when he decides to cross back. He's going to flash it. Doesn't cross, but they know he's to the left of Monster.
Now they're just going to wait for him to peek out. He has to use the smoke to try and get himself out of here. At least another very well-placed flash. The one previously did connect on a JDM. The smoke comes in, but maybe it actually works as perfect bait, because Tarek just tries to run through that in hopes that that was going to be the signal he was retreating. And now nothing manages to close out at least one of the players from CLG. JDM, though, not biting on the bait. He sits back behind Monster. He's waiting for him to come outside, where in the meantime, Cloud9, they're making progress with the bomb now to push over towards Long and to get onto the A-bomb site itself. Then there's Fugly doing some good damage to Stewie. He's down to 15 HP, and the rest of the team falls back to go towards Short A instead.
Yeah, nothing has just wreaked havoc over towards this B bomb site with that push from Tarek that he gets the kill on. So CLG can't really afford to rotate anyone over, despite the damage taken by Stewie. He gets one more kill at the A bomb site, but I mean, this is coming towards B. JDM's going to be all alone, completely blind as well. Nothing and Freakazoid combined to take him down, and I mean, Hayes is in a complete awful position and just gets destroyed by Shroud. Another really, really nice gun round from Cloud9, just picking apart CLG.
And unfortunately, that play from nothing diverted, at least it seemed to be like way too much attention from CLG. So they spent all this time paying attention to him, whereas in the meantime, the A defense just falls completely apart. And C9 actually, after meeting a little bit of aggression that's thrown back at them, mainly over towards the long A, they fall back, go through connector. They completely forget the fact that, hey, these players can actually come in through construction. And then it says just left to JDM to defend that site. He's completely overwhelmed. He's shut down. The bomb goes on the floor way too easily. And now, as you've seen, it was just left to Fugly, who is going to be able to hold out at least for a little bit longer as he picks up a kill on Freak. But now they know where he is, and they will be trying to take him down. It's out in the open. Actually finds one more kill, but Shroud will take him down, meaning 0 saves for CLG heading into the next round.
Yeah, they can't string a second round together, so it resets the economy. Fugly and Hayes can afford to buy, but Cutler, Tarek, and JDM don't have enough to do really much of anything. So CLG going to be back onto just pistols. Cloud9 looking to really start running away with this half. They're going to get another pretty easy round here as long as they don't mess anything up. I mean, JDM, they can't even upgrade pistols. They're just so low on money that there's nothing that they can really do.
So CLG will just try to spread their players out thin, but aggressively enough this time around, at least over towards the A portion of the map. The 2 on B are actually sitting pretty stable right now, as Hayes is going to put himself just behind the safe plant position, waiting for the players to push construction. And C9 just taking it so casually, hanging back, waiting for this aggression. They're going to take their time with this one, and it pays off. Stewie on the peak. 2 shots are all it's needed to take down Fugly and get an opening advantage once again here. Cutler will look for a trade. Without armor, he's going to be shut down pretty easily, too, by Freak.
Yeah, now Shroud getting really close up into this A bomb site, just trying to run his way in. There's actually one still on the site. He doesn't know he's there. I think he just spotted him. He also knows there's one upstairs, so Shroud wins that battle, and Stewie protects his backside. And that's going to be an easy take for C9, so CLG reeling at the moment. It's going to be 6-3 into the next round. CLG's got to find a way if they're going to do these more aggressive stances. I mean, it worked out just a couple rounds ago, but outside of that, the last push from Tarek gets punished. They've got to find some way to at least trade off these kills if they're going to be the ones being aggressive, because losing a player here and there when you're pushing forward on this map just makes it too hard And Cloud9's just kind of slow playing this. They're not being too aggressive once they get those picks. They're biding their time. They're making CLG very confused as to where the end game is going to be. So this is a good half being put together so far from C9. And it's going to have to be, I mean, this is the answer too. Hayes has 0 kills right now, but JDM on Cobble was the one who came to play. 30-some kills for him, and this time, this map, he's a little bit quiet right now. So who's going to be the one to step things up for CLG?
Taking a look at Cloud9, though, it's just a direct play, at least at the beginning of this round. Everybody's moved over here just outside of Monster, and it doesn't look like anyone for the team is even going to divert over towards water either. So it's all on Tarek to hold this initiative. There's no smokes, no flashes, or anything on the way in either, but Shroud picking up the first shot, shuts down Hayes further back. Tarek with a good enough response, but he's blind, so he's going to wildfire spray back over to his right. That gives away his position, and Stewie will take him down immediately after that. So it's down to a 4-on-3. The save call, as you just mentioned, already coming out from CLG. Nothing they can do as Cloud9 moving in too quietly initially, and they take control of the site far too quick.
That's actually a really, really nice call from Cloud9 from nothing. Knowing that the economy has been beat up from CLG, knowing they probably don't have all the utility, all the smokes and Molotovs that they'd want to block off Monster, just walk right through it. Don't announce your presence until you take the first shot. Shroud gets a really clean kill at long range, and Tarek's left all alone. So CLG that time tried to do a little bit more of a presence at the A bomb site, and they get punished for it. So C9 just running over him on this map. JDM is going to get a parting kill here. They're going to be able to save the rest of these weapons. One more onto Stewie, who goes for the hunt. But plenty of money built up on the terrorist side.
So easily another buy through coming in on it. Freak specifically loaded in cash at this point with $13.7 thousand after the buy. He's not even the one leading frags either. Just not even the one lowest on deaths. So it's not even like he's been alive the most. Just been probably the most consistent player doing his job. So for C9, still a very good lead and probably looking to build it up even more as the guys on CLG have gone for another buy-up this time around. They've got the op in the hands of JDM. However, Skadoodle much more fast to get into his position just outside of Monster. So in his attempt to peek, he's shut down. But then Tarek, great pop flash from him and peek, takes down Skadoodle and finds the trade.
Yeah, nothing's very close up on short though, behind the sandbags. He is smoked off, which is lucky for Tarek as he fell back. He would have been exposed and a nade lands right onto nothing. Nicely done. He's down to about 55 HP. But still, CLG outside of that opening kill have no indication of where this hit is going to come into play. 3 members of Cloud9 outside the B bomb site while Shroud works his way to the door. There is an aggressive play from Fugly and Color, the same one that had success just a few rounds ago in the bathroom, so they'll at least have a quick flank going on. As long as Hayes, who's like the only one here, Tarek's up above, he's smoked out, he's got to jump down. They know there's a couple players in water. This is going to be such a hard defense to mount from this position, and they're blind. They're getting swung on. Shroud with a double kill. They can't delay long enough for this flank to be successful whatsoever. Nothing still hasn't moved. This is going to be just a save call from Fugly. Color might be a little bit too committed to even get out of here with this Famas.
He's lurked his way back over here towards Monster and has found that op, but Freak heard him, so he knows he's there. Ooh, completely missing the flick, so he's a dead man now. And I think Nothing just saw Fugly, too. I could be wrong. Actually, I don't think he saw him. So Fugly's going to sit on top of the steps. If he's heard him, then he may be able to take him out, but Nothing's going to come up on top, and yeah, he definitely did not see him previously. So Fugly will be able to pick up the free kill to Nothing at the very least. Now in a second, though, he might end up running into Shroud as he backpedals through the bathroom connector. And Shroud finding him, not connecting on the first shot, but the re-peek there, the one tap finishes the job, and Cloud9 do find their 8th round.
Yeah, this half is just already spun out of control from CLG. Once again, at a situation where now that they're 3-8, it almost maybe feels like they have to buy, but they're going to save here. They get some pistols. And this is really the last round they can afford to save in this half. Everything from here on out has got to be full buys for them. That economy reset in basically the middle of this half was just so brutal. They can't put together a decent buy off that. That wrecked their money for so long. Cloud9 playing a very, very intelligent half. JDM pushes downstairs. Shroud's waiting for it, though.
And JDM is sitting back now. He's actually going to press forward to try and take down Shroud. But Shroud so far has been on point with his kills. Picks up that first one on the JDM. Cutler looking for a response, but not going to find it. Shroud is being fed some free kills at the beginning of this round. He's already up, or I should say he's down at 40 HP. However, that doesn't matter too much when he has teammates sitting right behind him to support. But he does end up going down. And for the remaining members of CLG, judging from their positions, no one is going to want to try and screw with him now, as they have to sit and actually defend the sites for when C9 finally push forward and look to take them down. Another perfect pop flash allows Stewie to take down Hazed. And just like that, the defense is pretty much completely gone. So C9 should be able to just waltz into whichever side they choose.
The nade usage from Cloud9 in this match is annihilating CLG. I mean, it's just completely neutralizing anything CLG wants to do. So really, really nicely done from Cloud9, looking very polished on how they're supporting their teammates as they enter into bomb site. Another entry for Freakazoid. Tarek's the last one left. He does get Stewie, but Freakazoid closes things out with 2 kills of his own. So 9-3 now. Freakazoid now up to the 16k mark. Just to keep track of that. JDM has the AWP. Still hasn't had too much success. The last buy really for CLG, that if they can't win this one, then the rest of their buys for this half are going to be sketchy, but they're going to have to invest. They can't, I mean, they have to get towards 6 on the CT side.
The flash usage overall, not just in this map, but for the both of these maps too. Even go back to Cobblestone for a second as well. Even on that terror side where they really weren't doing all that well, I think that was one of the good things they had going for them, was that their flash usage and their utility usage specifically was doing a great job. But Shroud opens it up with 2 kills in this round.
It's all right. And what are you going to do to that? I mean, that wasn't even, as much as we talk about nade usage, to get a double kill in that situation with 1 flash. CLG, this map just seems to be not fully focused, missing a lot of kills that we normally see them get. So Shroud with a double kill there, now a 4-on-3 situation. And once again, Tarek is alone at B, and this is where Cloud9 is choosing to hit. That's a little bit early from Shroud, but Freakazoid has him pinned in, gets dinked. Now he's got to be a little bit more passive, and still no movement from Skadoodle and nothing in Monster. Now they finally come out, but that's going to allow Tarek to get away. That also allows the reinforcements to come in. Nade towards Tarek, he gets brought down towards 33, but this attack has been stalled out for a little bit. So there's a chance of success here for CLG. Still, nothing in Skadoodle are contained over towards Monster. Nothing's going to squeak out. Gets the kill through the smoke. Tarek was so low, and Skadoodle covers him. Hayes tries to come up the ramp. Gets dropped, and Skadoodle's going to close things out. Cutler up top falls. 10-3 there. What can you say in this one?
Hayes is having a rough match.
Yeah,
that's
you
what
can definitely say that.
0-12 with only 2 assists. So it's not even like he's just having trouble finishing players off. It's just that it's a rough match, to say the least.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, yeah, he's the glaring one because he has no kills. But I mean, this is a rough match for all of them. I mean, there's been a lot of missed kills by the CLG guys that you would expect them to get more often than not. So here's a little bit of a change. Fugly and Cutler this time going to be aggressive out towards long. The standard tree and rock setup. The bait and switch. Cutler at the tree. Fugly close up. No one from Cloud9 has peaked or anything just yet. It's going to be Freakazoid and Stewie2K there to try and really neutralize this aggression. Skadoodle as well joins up with the AWP, and that might just be the clincher.
And Shroud actually just decides to push forward this time. He's been sitting back, waiting for someone to peek him, and it's been working for all this time. But there's a pop flash this time. Finally, Hayes is now on the board as he catches Shroud, just wildly peeking outside of the door. And that's good, too, because actually the rest of CLG is also picking up quite a few kills. Cutler finding 2. Think back over towards long Hayes. He takes out Freak and Skadoodle. The entire offense actually gets decimated this time around, but there's still nothing. Managing to scavenge it up now after he finds a kill on a Cutler, but they're very, very low at 11 HP. Finding a duel versus Hayes. Can't connect that final shot that's needed to end the round. And he is going to get finished off via a nade from Hayes. So it's 4-10 now as we head into the final round.
First one's the hardest, and then he gets up to 2. Nicely done. No more goose egg for Hayes. But still, plenty of money on the C9 side, so no issue with them buying. With that win, and only losing 2 players, I mean, the utility on the CLG side is pretty nice. Only Tarek is really suffering, which is actually kind of crucial. That's a little bit of an important fact, because Tarek's been the one who's anchored this B bomb site. When everyone rotates away, he's been kind of the last one left in a solo position there. So for him to only have now no nades, he uses his flash immediately. Could be a little bit sketchy later on in the round, depending on how this plays out for C9.
C9 back to a very cautious and very held back style of play here, whereas CLG actually kind of taking the same page here, with the exception of Fugly. Everybody's pretty preserved. Cutler sitting back behind Flower Box. That's still a very safe position in my eyes. But C9 stacking up for a potential big push to come out over towards Party, along with Long A in a moment here, but they're holding back, a little bit scared of what happened in the previous round. Actually, CLG are biting on this a little bit. Fugly is going to fall back. There's a perfect flash again. It's going to force Fugly inside a bathroom connector, and for the time being, Cutler's stuck behind the flower pot too. Gets hit by that nade, down to 78 HP. The peak comes out, but there's a good flash coming in from the CTs, but it doesn't actually take anyone down. As Skadoodle's sitting back there, he's waiting. Stewie finding another pickup here for the terrorists now as he brings Fugly down to 6. Or apologies, he takes down Fugly, and himself he's down at 6 HP. So 5-on-3 is now left alive here. And Shroud's going to try to push through toward A here. Oh,
All right.
nice headshot there as he takes out JDM. And again, unfortunately, this round is basically over at this point. He's only one player left to defend either site.
Yeah, Tarek's gonna win out against nothing, but I mean, look at Hayes. He's in the A bomb site all alone. Too many players for him to really deal with. So Tarek's in a 1-on-4. I mean, the big thing here too is JDM this match. He's 6-11, but he just hasn't had the impact that he had on Cobble, and it's been because of the calling, because of the flashbangs and the nade usage of Cloud9. He's been pretty mobile in terms of his positioning throughout this half whenever he's at the op, but Cloud9 keeps kind of finding ways to go away from the AWP for the initial action. So once they drop a player or two and JDM hasn't been involved, it's really hard for him to get into position and figure out where the attack is going to come from. So just a really well put together match by Cloud9 where they didn't really have to execute too much on the bomb sites. They got so many opening picks throughout that half. CLG could never really keep all 5 alive into the late stages of the round.
And now we go back over to CLG on the T side once again, and we hark back to the last map where they didn't win literally a single gun round in the entire half. So this is another rough spot for them too. And if the map performance is not going to be significantly improved compared to what we just saw back on Cobblestone, combine this with the fact that they really just dropped the ball on the CT side. So mentally speaking, they're probably going to be at a pretty big disadvantage here. The factors are not looking good at the very least to allow a comeback now with Cloud9 having an 11-4 lead.
No, yeah, this is, well, you got to think mentally, too. CLG's just kind of out of this. Like, they don't really have much going on whatsoever. No success in that first half, and especially after losing the first map in the way they did, that's just going to be, that's just rough. So, mentally, more than likely checked out of this. It's going to take some kind of a big-time performance from one of the stars here early on in the second half if they even want to attempt to make a comeback. And also, I mean, one thing to consider as well that we didn't really bring up too much is CLG got 4 rounds. They won the pistol in the first half.
Yep. And that's basically where most of their rounds came from. So only one, I think we mentioned it at one point, only one real round being won in the entire half, and it actually ends up hurting them more than it helps them because it reset their economy, gave Cloud9 even more free rounds to pick up, so it just boosted their score even more. So consistency will also be a very big problem here for CLG, considering the fact that, again, only really one real round being won in that entire previous half. So to start it off, CLG playing very, very slowly, but most definitely leaning towards a B push here. Cloud9, they see this coming, though. They're very well prepared. They've done their homework. And Shroud just spotted Cutler just over that jump spot, too. So they know there is a presence here. And with these nades, it's just going to confirm it. The rotation's already well on the way. This could be a rough situation, to say the least, for CLG. But on the way in, there's Shroud picking up one headshot, picks up a second, freaks a little bit more forward there as he finds 2 of his own. JDM and Fugly all go down, and nothing tops it off. A full house of kills coming in from Cloud9 as they keep their lead going in 12-4. It's actually not a full house, so screw me. I was like, wait.
Why not?
I don't play poker.
Jesus. Everyone knows what a full house is. You can do it. Anyway, I mean, here's the thing. First pistol round of the series won by Cloud9, and that might just seal the deal on the second map. It is going to be a small investment from CLG. Actually, a pretty decent investment, although Fugly has the Deagle, didn't get armor. Yeah, the 2 Deagle players didn't get armor whatsoever, so this is a full buyout from CLG in any attempt to win this round and build up some kind of momentum. But the unarmored Deagles are going to have a really rough time against these SMGs, and then a couple FAMASes mixed in there as well from Cloud9. And they have a pretty solid setup right now. CLG hasn't really committed anywhere. Freakazoid and Shroud manning up this B bomb site at the moment. And nothing now rotating back towards A, so that's going to just shore up this defense. He's going to be able to spot out towards Log while Stewie and Scoot will have a good crossfire setup over towards bathrooms.
And CLG starting to toss in some grenades now to hopefully allow them to press forward onto this bomb site. But as we've already mentioned, C9 have a very good defense lineup, at least for A. A little bit of pressure going on to nothing, but the pressure seems pretty weak, to be completely honest, coming out towards long A. But now the kills start to roll out there. Scoot will pick up a first one. Stewie jumping through the smoke. He finds another one. Getting into a battle with Tarek. Finally, something being picked up by these guys, but that's about it. They even know that Fugly's the last one alive and is inside of this smoke, so they eliminate him. And there you have it. Cloud9 shut them the second round as well.
Yeah, I mean, not really too much to say here. At this point now, Cloud9 is just being really, really hyper-aggressive whenever they spot anyone. And that's just kind of like a mental tactic almost. Don't let them have any space to work with those pistols, and also just make sure you swarm them. It just makes you feel as a player, when everything is piling up against you like that, it prevents you even more from mentally getting back into the game. So this is pretty much all said and done for CLG. They're gonna have one buy in the next round to get something going, but they haven't had any plants. They don't have any bonus money, and it's gonna be a pretty light buy. Skadoodle here with the M4 is gonna knock down Hayes really early on, and these Glocks aren't gonna be able to do too much.
They're all just stuck here, too. That's the other problem. Cutler was the only one trying to pull off anything sneaky for this team, and he's just eliminated by Freak, and that's just a feast of kills for C9. Stewie picks up the final 3, even switching over to his USP for the last one. Not even going down, too, so even if we do see CLG now with the full gun investment coming and picking up an okay start by winning this first gun round, they're still going to have to get through C9 on at least one more buy-up. As you take a look at their money, everybody's got enough for at least one more full buy. As it actually looks like they're sticking with some of their anti-eco guns here, heading into this first gun round.
Look at the aggression from Cloud9. Stewie and nothing heading down towards the stairwell. How aggressive are they going to be? They're just going to boost up, and this is a nice pinch over towards short sewers. Freakazoid and Shroud also push through B just to make sure that there would be no aggression there. That they'd be able to eliminate any attack. That nade's going to do no damage to Fugly, surprisingly, and Stewie's going to try and bail out, but he gets caught. All of CLG wraps around the stairwell. Stewie's out in the open, so good find early on from CLG. They still have to deal with Skadoodle, who's in bathrooms, but 3 members of Cloud9 are over towards this B bomb site, and they're away from the majority of the action from CLG.
Skadoodle definitely going to be a big player here as this continues to move up. If these players do decide to continue pushing over towards long A, that is. However, speaking to the devil, JDM really able to shut out Skadoodle just as he pushed towards long A. Cutler finding 2 more after that, clearing things out down towards B, so now B is an open site. They can take full control of it regardless. It's a 5-on-1, so really no pressure on these guys at this point. So CLG now taking a page of the Cloud9's book. They just play it slow, hope Cloud9 get over aggressive, and with the start that Cloud9 had to this half, that's exactly what they do. And they pick up 4 kills right at the beginning of the round because of that. However, Shroud still going to be fighting at least to hold on to this A-bomb site. He picks up a first kill on a Tarek. Now they know where he is, though, and there's only a few places he can proceed after this, so they're just going to try to box him in and eliminate him without too much additional trouble.
Yeah, a lot of that had to do with just the weaponry, with Cloud9 saving. They had some FAMASs. They, I think Freak had an SMG. He had an MP7. And once they found themselves a man down with 3 players over towards B, their only real option was kind of just to push forward and see what they could find. Try and grab some intel with it, try and trade off a kill, but it was nicely managed from CLG, and Shroud's just the last one left alive here. So a good start from CLG once the guns do finally come out. But they're going to have plenty more behind this.
The problem, obviously, just adding on to your point, the problem is going to be the longevity of how they can push through this. I already mentioned before that C9 are going to have no trouble going for at least one more buy-up after this. So you still have another number, you have to get through it flawlessly. And then after that, you're still, at this point, at least 9 rounds behind your opponent. So that's a lot more you have to press through. Considering what we saw in the last map, the question is, can they keep this going consistently at this point? Because even one round pickup from C9 at this point just makes it to that, it's just going to be so hard to make a comeback even happen at this late of a stage in the game now. So CLG have to keep it basically flawless from this point forward.
Yeah, and now the op's out in Skadoodle's hands as well now. He's got it out towards long, up on top of the flower pots, and also Stewie pushing up close towards the tree. And CLG is just far, far back. They've been beaten to submission a little bit, so they're waiting for any kind of aggression. Want to see if Cloud9's going to be the one to push forward. Now they're going to work their way. JDM very, very close to peeking into the crosshair of Skadoodle. I think he has an idea. I don't know if he spotted Stewie, but he has an idea that it's there. He's trying to spam that tree and land a shot. 2 members going to swing out wide. There's the Molotov, but Skadoodle's there for the kill. And now Stewie decides to peek, and he gets dropped through the smoke. So a good trade, but Skadoodle still wreaking havoc.
Stewie was purely bait in that situation. All the fire was being thrown over towards the tree where Stewie was hanging out. Meanwhile, Skadoodle, there's literally nothing being tossed towards him, so he's free to just peek right out and pick up those 2 kills. And they find a trade. It still works out in their favor. And not only this, too, but there's been basically 0 progress made on pushing towards short edge. They have to abandon this, rotate down through the connector, and try to go for a play on B instead.
Pretty smart play by Stewie as well. He had a smoke out behind that tree. They actually threw a Molotov to try and force him out of position to get that kill, but with that smoke out, he deploys it almost instantly. Doesn't take much damage, and he doesn't have to run. Oh, nice flash. Freakazoid's completely blind, but he recovers in time for Cutler. Tarek's going to wheel around. Freakazoid blind one more time. There comes Fugly, but it's traded out. Nicely done from freaking Shroud, and it's all just down to Tarek. 1-on-3 situation. Gonna be really tough to find his way to this bomb site. He's found Shroud blind, long range, deals the damage, but doesn't get the kill. And he spots his head, actually. Now he's just waiting for Shroud to peek back up, and Shroud's just playing with him right into the arms of Skadoodle with that AWP. 15-5, and a reset of the economy. So this last round for CLG, they do not have much to work with. I think JDM's actually going to be the only one with a rifle. Fugly might buy a Galil, but that's tough.
He goes for a Deagle.
Why not?
I haven't actually seen a whole lot of Deagles in this set, which is surprising because we've been seeing more and more of them recently.
Well, it's because CLG's won every pistol except for this the second half one here on Overpass, so they haven't had to buy too many Deagles.
That's very true. Even from Cloud9, though, haven't seen a whole lot of pickups from them. Just interesting, so I thought. But anyway, here on what's possibly going to be the final round, CLG, that consistency issue that we were just talking about becomes a big problem because they immediately fail in the round after that one. Now their economy is reset. They're forced up a Tech 9s, just upgraded pistols, and Fugly on a Deagle. JDM's got that only rifle. There's Cloud9, they're armed to the teeth. They've got everything they could possibly want to buy up here. And there's basically zero pressure on them at this point, whereas with CLG, everything hangs in the balance.
Skadoodle, aggressive angle with this AWP towards Bathrooms. Hayes looks like he wants to walk right into it, and he's kind of shoulder peeking things, clearing things out with his team. But Skadoodle is very confident to hold this angle because he's got the backup. Stewie and Nothing are stacked just to watch his left side, and Skadoodle is going to get that first kill. He's going to pick things off. And no one there to try and trade that kill or progress with it whatsoever, so Skadoodle is allowed to just smoke himself off, fall back, and play things passively.
Fugly and some more of the members of CLG now falling back over closer to their spawn, actually, as it looks like they're going to wrap back down and try to proceed through a monster to try to make a take on that B site. They do have Cutler waiting here, and he's getting ready to throw, I believe, his smoke in towards this site, but you've got Freak just on the other edge of Monster, putting his head away from the smokes. He actually does end up getting flashed, and he spots the play too, so he knows these players coming in, but wild in accuracy on the rifle spray that time around. Cutler will be able to take him down before he can pick anything up, and it's only Shroud here on the site, so we have to bow away. CLG do get control, good smoke coverage too, but they're peeking for Shroud, so that's an easy kill for him to pick up. Not just this, but Nothing comes up from upper there. He shuts down Tarek, throws the bomb on the ground. There's only 8 seconds left. They've been overwhelmed now, so Cloud9 still maintain control of the situation, and they're going to shut down map number 2.
Yeah, I mean, really sick performance from Cloud9. That first half put them in complete control, and they just ran away with it. Nothing CLG could do to get back into it. So after a first map collapse by CLG, just not even getting into the second game. So Cloud9 goes 2-0 in the evening. I believe that was their debut in Pro League. Those are their first 2 matches. So they start off 2-0. Nicely done from them. Yeah, that was just rough stuff. I mean, for CLG not to win Kabul after that first half that they had, that was really poor. In the second map, just say whatever you want. They never really got into it.
All right, guys. Well, map number 2 is going to be coming up here, or I should set number 2 is going to be coming up here in just a few moments. Actually, I already have it in warm-up, so it should be very soon. It's going to be Team Liquid versus Luminosity Gaming here at the ESL Pro League for North America, guys. Stick around, and we'll be right back.